A very good afternoon to all our subscribers and delegates who are watching us live on different platforms along with our virtual platform itself. We welcome you to the United Kingdom Investment Summit 2025. Again, we have a very interesting session now, which is with the Ajmera Law Group. Mr. Prashant Ajmera has been one of our most important contenders for all the videos that we do on different subjects with different markets. So yet again, we have with him with us for this particular session. It's going to be a very interesting session because Mr. Ajmera has approximately more than 30 plus years of experience in the legal fraternity. He has himself been staying in UK and worked in UK for a good 5 years. So none other than he's the best person or the source to speak to in terms of getting the factual image of what exactly is happening in UK, how it can get better, since he have a lot of connections and networks within the industry itself. We welcome you, Mr. Ajmera, to the UK IAS
Thank you.
2025.
Thank you, Mayank. It's always good to be here and chatting with you.
Pleasure is all mine, sir. So moving forward, sir, firstly, we would request you to kindly again let our subscribers know who have joined new with us about the Ajmera Law Group, how you have grown over the years, and how you basically work for different international markets when it comes to investments and immigration activities.
Sure. Yeah. Once again, formally, my name is Prashant Ajmera. I'm an Indian immigration lawyer. I'm a Canadian citizen. And I entered into the immigration industry by coincidence that in 1993, between 1988 to 1993, Mayank, I was in UK and I was a student. And I was myself personally looking for an immigration. And just looking through the newspapers and advertisement at the time, social media was not there. I came to know about one law firm in Canada. I approached them. And when I approached them and had a first meeting, then the second meetings, I told them that, hey, you are a lawyer. I'm also a lawyer from India. Why don't we start working on immigration? And that's how my journey for immigration started in 1993. Obviously, I moved to Canada. I became a Canadian citizen. But then my affiliations and membership with the international bar associations, I got a contact with the immigration lawyers in different countries, USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK, European countries. And that journey continues till date that my association is increasing. And that's basically gives me a perspective of various immigration laws of the different countries, whereby when client comes to us, we try to look at the 360-degree views, their perspectives, what they want to achieve by residency and citizenship by investment, and what best solutions we can offer them. That's how we look at the whole practice. What is the goal? Generally, client calls up and says, "What ways you have available?" Well, we have all the ways available with us. What is your background? What do you want to achieve? How you want to do it? What do you want to do it? Like yesterday, I had a call from a guy from Dubai. I mean, from Bombay, but he has lived in Dubai and Kuwait for 20 years. And he says that, give me something in the 6 months' time that I can be out of India with my family. Sir, I said to him, sir, you're dreaming. Miracle doesn't happen. We are dealing with the government agencies in each country, and they take their own time. The regulation changes, delays happens. What we can give you is based on your background. We can give you precise advise that how the immigration can happen and what you want to achieve. But otherwise, if you say that if you do it something in the 180 days for me, I say it's not going to happen. So this is how we honestly and truthfully give an advice to our client.
Fantastic, fantastic. So specifically when somebody comes to you, what is the parameter that you set for somebody for suggesting a particular market? I know most of the people now are very learned. They do their due diligence and their homework before coming to any lawyer, before making any kind of investment. Post Brexit, things have changed considerably. The interest for Europe has been on the prime importance since the beginning. But post Brexit, now there is, of course, a difference in terms of opinion also when it comes to investing in UK or Europe. So, can you throw some light on that? How do you see that? How do you see UK coming up as a big market?
See, the UK has remained always a big market because they are one of the pioneer of the immigration policies. Their doors were always open compared to the other European countries. That's number one. Number two, UK is an English-speaking country. So it makes it very convenient and easy for Indian diasporas and South Asian community to settle there. than in a European country. And because of the large ethnic minorities available from every country is available in England,
That's true.
and they will see that I will get some support there. But if I go to a particular European countries, there is not much Indian communities or South Asian communities. And I think one of the major reason, I won't say that was the only reason, but one of the major reason was that why the UK joined European Union and then they left is that they realize it that because of their culture, strategic prominence in the world, and their financial markets and all these things, people living in UK were all wanted to come to living in Europe, all wanted to move to UK, and then they realize it that this burden is coming all on us, and that's why they left. So UK has remained a prominent place in European Union and in European geographical area as a number one place to see. But also, the immigration keeps changing. As you already know, that the major immigration like investment programs and an entrepreneur program has been closed down. Why it has been closed down? Not that they do not want investors, they do not want an entrepreneurs coming to them, but they realize it that the kind of a system they had it, they were not bringing the right kind of an immigrants and investors they would like to have it. They were
Mhm.
coming from only certain countries and certain ethnic backgrounds. And to stop that one, I think the government has taken a decision that we do not want an investor visa, we do not want an entrepreneur visas, but we want to look at something else. And that's what UK is looking at it right now. Changes are there, and it's a part of the immigration game. It's not going to be constant. The rules which are there may not be there in 2 to 5 years down the road.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, what are the current legal pathways available for Indian HNIs and entrepreneurs and professionals seeking UK residency through business or investments? This is a little tricky because there are very significantly less volume of interest where people actually looking for that in terms of specifically the residency part of it. Majority I've seen are looking for the investment per se, but it will be good to know from individual aspects too.
So there are three pathways are there. Mayank. One is the startup visa. After
Mhm.
Canada, UK was one of the country who has started the startup visa, and there was a significant interest was there. But again, the government realized it that the it was not meeting the objectives of their bringing the immigrations or bringing the startup which they would like to bring it, and because of that, the incubation centers or the authorization agencies who are authorizing the startups has been reduced substantially. And now also government is looking at the startup companies who are authorizing or giving a letter of support, we call it,
Mhm.
very closely. But that startup visa pathway is there. That's number one. Number
Okay.
two, if you are a senior executive or a top executive CEO, CXO types of person, and if you are in a higher salary bracket, and if you have a company to sponsor you or company to give you a job offer, then the
Mhm.
work permit pathway is open for you. Uh, I mean, because if you are an entrepreneur or a high-end person, this could be a possibility. And the
Mhm.
third one, which is becoming very popular now, is the self-sponsored visa. Because many a times you do not find the right kind of a companies, or you may not have a genius idea, but you may be a successful entrepreneur or a businessman in your home country, and you want to be in a UK for an immigration purpose for expanding your business. So then the third category is a self-sponsored visa,
Mhm.
and that allows the lot of Indian real businessmen and entrepreneurs successful to
Mhm.
expand their business into European market via UK using this, or it could be good for the even a successful startup if they have a next geographical market they are looking at is the European Union. Then
Mhm.
rather than going for a startup visa, probably you want to look at the self-sponsored business visa,
Okay.
whereby you are doing everything by yourself. That you register your
Mhm.
company in UK, you obtain all your license, you have a business plan, you have an
Mhm.
idea, and
Mhm.
obtain the license from the home office about this sponsorship company, and then you want to get sponsored in that one, and then take that company further. And if that company becomes successful, you can basically have an indefinite right to live in UK. or you can buy an existing business and do that, or you can basically take over or purchase an existing business or make an investment. So become a
Mhm.
joint venture. You can make it and then want to take that company further by making your investment. You can do that one. So that self-sponsored visas can work in a variety of ways, but this is only for a successful businessmen and entrepreneurs or professionals who are ready to do the business. But if somebody says that I want to go to UK
Mhm. Mhm.
and then start working for a company, this is not for you.
Mhm. Just to give a food for thought, why should one opt for UK and not Europe?
It's basically if you want to move from your home country, that's from India or South Asian countries and not
Mhm.
Europe, your language is going to be your first tool in your hand to move around. And
Mhm.
so you are speaking in English, your children are going to the English speaking schools, and that hurdle is not there. Whereas
True.
if you are in a country like Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, or Latvia, or any other European countries, this could be a first hurdle for you to come over.
Mhm.
And if you are in a position to do that one, then there is no problem. And that's why, man, uh, if you look at the golden visa of Portugal's or Spain or Greece and Latvia's, it is not entrepreneurship based. That option is
Yeah.
available, but they
Yeah.
have kept the fund investment or real estate
Real estate. Yeah.
investments with,
True.
yeah, with the minimum residency requirement
Yeah.
open, because they know that we are basically, you can say, fighting or competing against the USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and
True.
UK. This five, and Ireland, six English-speaking country.
Right.
So I think that program has its own pros and cons. So
Yeah.
people who wants to move that one, their business, they generally look at the UK as a place where the language is not an issue, and that's why you see more immigrants moving not only from in India but other countries moving to this country, because English is a widely spoken language compared to the Portuguese or French or Spanish language, and that's why it's easy. But and that's why the people are, I think, looking at it. But also at the similar time, people having a different objectives. They choose European countries as well.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Given the complexities of the UK immigration law, what are the most common legal or procedural missteps that applicant make, and how they can be avoided?
See, what most of the people do that is in when it comes to the business immigration, particularly in a market like in India and Pakistan's, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka's, and other neighboring countries, even in the Middle East, and I would say Singapore and Hong Kong, that rather than taking a professional advice, they do certain things on their own.
Mhm.
They apply for a visitor visas, they apply for incorporation of the companies, they try to do some business. They even probably obtain a visitor visas and go and visit UKs and do all these things. And when they fail, then they run to the lawyer or an immigration advisors.
Mhm.
And I think you should not do that one. You, if you are want to expand your business, when you come to a Western country, start taking the professional advice from the beginning. Don't run for an advice when you get into the trouble,
True. Very true.
because that's our way of doing businesses. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's the way
Mhm.
our culture is. That's the way we do the business. That's the way we take the means we are at home and take our own medicines, or we take our own some Ayurvedic medicines. When we get a really sick, then we go to a doctor, uh,
Mhm.
similarly, we run the business. When it becomes a successful, then only we talk about the registration of the companies, obtaining the license, and drawing in agreements and partnership agreements, and all those things we do it afterwards. Whereas the Western culture of doing the business is that the day one, when you decide, you do all your compliances and requirement before. So what happens is that now you have already talked to the government about your profile, backgrounds, and everything, And now, if you want to be a creative with these profiles, want to come up with the different strategies, you already used it, it becomes a challenging. So my advice to businessmen would be that if you want to immigrate, if you want to establish your business in UK or any country, take a professional advice from a beginning. Do not look for a country and a cheapest country and a best country. There is no
True.
cheapest country and there is no best country. Every program has its own pros and cons. You have to look at it that your own background, that what is my financial background, what is my family background, what I want to achieve. There are various reasons people do it, right? When they do it for children's educations, business expansions, retirement, tax planning, visa-free travels,
Mhm.
uh, and variety of other things they take into it. So if you have a two, three goals out of this one, you have to do
Mhm.
it. And do not apply and then look for an help only because see you are making a substantial investment, probably 100, $200,000 or more, and the lawyers or consultant fees are only few $100s or few $1,000s. It's not big. It's only agent and consultants who might be charging thousands and thousands of dollars. Otherwise,
True.
good lawyer will charge. Take an advice, pay them a 200, 300, $500 in a
Yeah.
consultation fees and get it. And also at the same time, do your homework as well. And then you make your decisions that what is the right for you.
Perfect. A common perception in the market is that UK is meant for the top tier investors, whereas Europe is still open for mid-sized investors. Is that true, according to you, based on the
Uh,
different? You
See, yeah, yes and no. Why they think that it is for a top tier people? Because when the investor visa was open in UK, the amount was 1 million and 2 million pound,
Hmm.
which is beyond any South Asians people's reach. That from India you cannot transfer that much amount of money and make an investment and so on and so forth. So hardly there was any investor was there from that one. And
Hmm.
the entrepreneur program was also for the 200,000, but it was hardly being used. And people thought that because of that threshold, they say it is only for a very rich and famous. But if you look at this program of the self sponsors, if you have a nice business idea and if you are really an entrepreneur, not that you are want to move to UK because you want an immigration, but you have a product or a services which you think that using the UK as a base, you can expand your business in UK and Europe. And if you use that one, even if you are an SME, small and medium sized enterprise, I
Mhm.
think
Mhm.
UK can give you an option. There is no investment requirement. It's just to need to have a viable business plan and looking at it. So how can you say that it is only for a top tier people? See, my people are businessmen and professionals are getting confused between the using the residency and citizenship by investment for an immigration purpose or
Yeah.
for an expansion of a business. There's a
True.
difference.
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to give certain money to them and I want to move out of the country from my home
Mm.
country. That's the one way
Mhm.
to look at it. But UK is for a businessman. It's a small country, but a very strong economy. And what they are looking at is that we want a small and medium-sized businessman come to us, provided they are genuine. We don't want an immigrant. We want an immigrant businessman. We do not want an immigrant worker. We want an immigrant businessman. And if you can show your profile that you are a real businessman, you have done your homework, and you will come to an UK and expand your business and
Mhm.
not take away the jobs from the Britishers, but you will create a job, the doors are open for everybody.
True. 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 Absolutely makes sense. Now, moving forward in terms of the client servicing, when we say, so how does your firm support client not only in the application process, but also ensuring long-term compliances, business viability, and successful settlement in UK? So, do you have some kind of tie with some local firms there, or how does it work?
All right, you got to have it because see you are again uh, even if in India now you have your chartered accountants, you have your other professional working with you. When you go in a UK, obviously we work with the UK law firms, we work with the UK accountants, and that law firm will introduce you to the different professionals. They will not do all the services by yourself. Like here in India, if you go to a chartered accountant, they do variety of services. Whereas when you come to a Western countries, every professional will stick to their own uh, area of expertise, what they're
Right.
licensed to. So, if you go to our immigration lawyers, they will do their immigration work. And then if you ask them, like we do it as well, okay, I need a chartered accountant for a compliance. Do you have that? Yes, here is a chartered accountant who will help you with your accountings and your taxation. Or you are looking for an office or something, you want to buy or purchase it, or here is the real estate broker who can help you with that one. Or you're looking for a business insurance and licensing and permits, here is the professional who can help you with that one. So the different professionals are there who can help you to do that one, and they are your long-term support systems in
True.
when you come to UK or America or Canada. This is how it works. You're not dealing with the one person. You like to deal with the one person, but that person has this professional responsibility, and he'll say, "Look, I'm a chartered accountant. I'm going to do your accounting and tax returns." And
True.
the company compliance requirement what it is, but when it comes to the other part, you got to speak to the other. So you need to have a variety of 3 to 4 different professional taking care of, plus renewal of your visas. You are in contact with the immigration lawyer. But if you expect that excuse me, that my immigration lawyer is going to do everything for me, it's not going to happen. He will say, sorry, I cannot provide you services. But yes, if you need the services in all these aspects, definitely we can help you with and provide you service.
Fantastic. Now, as we speak, we just got one more question, and it's something interesting. And I mean, I understand that if you are not comfortable answering this, we can skip this as well. This is about the double taxation. So, this question basically, one of the gentlemen have asked us, what are the advantages of double taxation? If I would take my wealth from India to UK, does it benefit me in some way or the other, and vice versa?
See the two aspect of it, that UK and India has a double taxation treaty.
Hmm.
What does it mean? That the same income cannot
Hmm.
be taxed, to avoid the taxing the same income in two countries.
Hmm.
So, say for example, you have a rental income in India because you have an apartment in Delhi,
Hmm.
and you are making a 1 lakh rupees and rental income, and now you have moved to UK. So both this country has a taxation system based on the domicile. That means if you spend 182 days in England, you're subject to the British taxation system. I'm talking about individually. If you spend 182 days in India, you are subject to Indian taxation. So the first of all, you have to figure it out that where do you happens.
Hmm.
And then if you take your wealth from here to UK, you will not be subject to Indian taxations. You are done. It's finished. But if you
True.
have a continuous income coming from your property in India, say for example, dividend from the shares, a rental
Hmm.
income from your properties, you are selling the properties and buying and selling the properties for the short terms and long term capital gains. So
Hmm.
that would be required to be taxed here in India. But if you have already established your residency in a foreign country, then
Hmm.
it will avoid the double taxations. That means if you have paid tax in India, then you will not be subject to taxations in UK. If you say that I'm not paying a tax in India, but I want to take this money to UK and subject to UK taxations, then you will get it. If you have a one-time properties, then probably you will be okay with filing a tax return in India. Like I have done it personally for a few of my friends and relatives in UK only, that they were
Wow.
Patel community, Patel, and they sold their property in India, and they
Hmm.
wanted to take the money to UK. So they took the money to UK because they are living there, and they were deducted the TDS 30%. But we filed for them a tax return in India, and we got that refund as well, and money was taken. So you will not be subject to pay. But if you are really wealthy,
Hmm.
and if you have a variety of properties and assets in India, it would be advisable to have a proper strategy with the accountant who is familiar with both systems, and who is expert in the double taxations, avoiding and filing your tax return in a way that it becomes a more advantageous. So generally, what I advise to the client, Mayank, is
Mhm.
that our you,
Mhm.
but I ask them to make a list of all the properties and assets, what they have it in an Excel sheet.
Mhm.
Okay.
Interesting.
Then
Yeah.
I'll say that when you purchase this property, it could be land, it could be apartment, it could be stocks, mutual funds, fixed deposit, everything. Make a list of it.
Mhm.
And then what is the purchase value? What is the current market value of that property? And then the
Okay.
last column, write down what do you want to do with this one? Do you want to sell it or do you want to keep it?
Mhm.
If you keep it, whether it's going to generate any income. With that kind of sheet, go to
Mhm.
some accountant and take their advice, and then he will be in a best position to make a strategy for you that how to do this one. So I have a lot of people, a lot of my clients in this way to make their tax planning. It's there is no one answer. They take everything to UK, you'll be happy because
Mhm.
UK is also there is a heavy taxation is there. So you have to make a strategy, read the double taxation agreement, and see that what I should do with this property or that property, and accordingly you basically make your call.
True, true, true. So, moving to the next question, in your view, how do you think UK's legal business environment support long-term opportunities for Indian investors, especially those in tech, education, and finance?
Say it again. I mean, tech,
Yeah,
education, then finance.
yeah. Your
So,
view as per the UK's legal business environment, how they support the Indian investors and different opportunities in the tech, education, and finance sector.
see, basically, when you see in all the Western countries, including UK, Mayank, they have a very good support system. When you register your company as a UK company, and when you have your UK company, that means the whole government machinery is available to provide you the information and supports in a variety of ways. They have a business centers available in the government departments, in your councils, where you can go and walk in and take the lot of information from them. It's a free of charge, and they provide a very systematic informations to help you in any sectors. Not I'm talking about the tech or in education or finance you are talking about it, but in every sectors they help you to basically help the small and medium sized enterprise that if you are a UK company and if you need an help in anything, we are ready to help you. So there are business counselors are there as well. It's just you have to go there. They have a library. You can use their library. You can find the informations. You can do the research. You can ask them for an information. You can have a sessions with them, and then they can help you. And also at the same times nowadays because of the technology, if you go to the Department of Commerce websites of the government of
Mhm.
UK and the government website. There is a tons and tons of information is available for doing a business in UK. For
Okay.
doing a business in UK, they have a report available. They have a statistics available. They have a data available, industry-wise, cross sections, vertical sections, horizontal sections, and it gives you a very niche market. Also, it is very important for the people to understand the product or services when they want to bring to USA to UK.
Mhm.
That what is the harmonized coding system? You have to find out that what code you have to export your product, and based on that code, it's very important, Mayank, to people to find out using that code that the UK will give you a exact statistics that how much import and export is business is happening in that particular industry.
Yeah.
And according to that, they keep the data, and that gives you an idea as who are the bigger players, who are the associations, where you should go about it, where the information is available, what are the shows are happening. So all those informations are available, and that's what we do actually, Mayank. When
Mhm.
the client do not want to do work on their own, that we help them to do all this work before
True.
even they go to the UK or any country to do their homework. Don't run to UK, वहां जाके सब फिगर आउट कर लेंगे. Once we reach there, we'll figure it out. You can't.
Not possible. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
because of the technology now available, you
Yeah.
have so much information available, authenticated from the government, from the internet. You just need to know that where to find it. And if you are in UK, I mean in your home country like India or any countries, another best resources, two best resources to get your information is you can go to the British Library if it is available in
Mhm.
your cities or an area. There they have a lot of informations and books and everything is available. Also, you can reach out to a UK commercial department in an high commissions in Delhi or in Bombay. It's a trade commissioner's office, and it is across India. Are there? If I'm not mistaken, they are in 8 or 10 cities across India. And
Okay.
these people's job is to help you to set up a business in UK.
Okay. Got it.
So you
Interesting.
you you need to ask them the right questions. They are there to help you. They will not help you with immigrations
Mhm.
or visa or anything. But if you want to have an information about the UK,
Mhm.
then these are the right people right here in India, and this is all services provided free of charge.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. That's really interesting. So, before moving on to the last question, any success story you would like to share with our audience? Any recent success stories of any investor you have helped in settling in UK?
Yes, yeah, I had a couple of clients. One client was particularly in a fragrance, and they were making the food products which goes into the flavors. They call it different flavors, and they wanted to enter into European markets. They were looking at the various countries and everything, but when they looked at this particular self-directed self-sponsorships, they looked into that one, and we helped them all the way to set up everything in UK. And now they see because, but they were in the market for a long time. Then they were looking at the strategies where to go and what to do it, and they were looking at Netherlands. They were looking at means Portugal. They were looking at even the Cyprus, but looking to the overall English-speaking countries, large Indian communities, and they are a little bit more religious, they ended up with the UK. But when I explained to them this whole programs and how it works and everything, they were ready to do business. They were not immigrants, they were entrepreneurs or businessmen. So he says, well, it doesn't matter which country we go to, we want to set up a business and expand it what we already have it, and that's why we need a presence. And why they chose UK? Because of the two reasons that we certainly we can go to European market, but at the same time we can go to the UK market itself, and
Yeah.
from there it becomes an easier to, if you want to expand to the North American market.
True, 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 very true. No, this is pretty interesting because it's important for people aspiring to invest in UK to get such information. From this, they can actually get some kind of an information which they themselves are thinking of. So, sharing success stories always help people to gauge things better. So, moving to
Right.
the last question itself, it says, "What do you think about future of investment in UK?" As cliched may sound.
Uh, see, every country needs an entrepreneurs and businessmen. No doubt they're looking for a students, they're looking for a skilled workers, but at the
Mhm.
same time they are also looking for an investors. It's not that they want to increase the number of immigrants, but also that these people will come with the wealth, with the business ideas, and it can open the doors for creating the jobs rather than taking away the jobs. Like,
True.
say, before 2013, there was no visa for startup founders. Now there are 30 countries in the world which offers the startup visa. So this door for the entrepreneurs or a real businessman, not the immigrant businessman, the
Mhm.
door will remain always open. UK is never going to say no to them. That okay, don't come because we got too many businessmen. They might say to the student visas, they might say to the skilled workers that you are taking away our jobs. But if you are a genuine businessman and if you are coming to the UK, I don't think that the policy might change, but the door will always remain open. They might decide whom to bring and whom not to bring or something. But for the successful businessmen, doors are always open, always open.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Ajmera. This was pretty insightful for people who are looking forward for doing any kind of investments in UK, specifically from the immigration mindset too. And I think with this, if anybody have any kind of questions, we would request you to kindly put it to us on the platform or mention in the comments so that we can get back to you with the right answers from the experts within the industry itself. And Now we wrap up the session with Ajmera Law Group, and we always suggest our audience to kindly practice your due diligence before making any kind of investment decisions. So, with this, I once again thank you, Mr. Ajmera, for taking out time and having a great discussion with us.
Thank you, Mayank. Pleasure.